will not interfere!
So the Sound Ninja 4 are collectively in these two disguises, but my question is, how do they fit in there? I guess you could say transformation, but how would that even work? Would it be like those goofy cartoons where two people are in a trench coat?
Lord Hokage, you must flee. Escape now.
No, not Raito. No! Like I kind of mentioned earlier, this is the first time we see the Sound Ninja 4. It's good that they're introduced too, because it makes them rocking up on Sasuke later hold a lot more weight than if it was just 4 bots.
They outwitted the Anbu Black Ops, and the Anbu are supposed to be the best.
You sure, kid? I swear, every time the Anbu are shown, it's just them getting their ass beat. Usually it's shown to display how powerful the opponent is, but the only time we see the Anbu genuinely do anything is when it's Kakashi or Itachi.
Armed conflict resolves nothing. We should seek a resolution through negotiation.
Wow, holy shit. Hey, world leaders, instead of like sending young soldiers with bright futures to go die, how about we just like all sit in a room and just watch Naruto? like hear me out on this one.
Perhaps the fear of death makes one more cowardly with age. Sarutobi sensei.
Okay, hold on. Okay, hold on. It's so cool because at this point, it's not even something the viewer knows. It's something they can maybe piece together through hints here and there, but other than that, it's never shown. So it being revealed can really feel out of nowhere, and it represents a whole shift in tone. Good shit, chat.
Well, my life will be incomplete now.
What's that?
Naruto rule. If you want to know where anything important is happening, it's in an open field. If Naruto wanted to be like a true peacemaker in Shippuden, instead of talk no jutsu, he would just plant a bunch of trees in open fields. He genuinely would stop almost all fighting.
You're not getting into this village!
So that was a fucking lie.
Sand Ninja.
It's really subtle, but this one hidden leaf ninja speaks for the entire village. His face shows what this betrayal feels like to everyone as a whole.
There's no point in continuing this fight.
That's right, don't forget our mission.
Out of my way.
Gaara doing this shows him not ever caring about the plan, but it also shows how set he is on killing Sasuke, which is important later.
His wound's worse than I thought, and his chakra is almost completely drained away.
It might seem weird that his chakra is low, but it actually makes sense. We know that Gaara's sand armor takes a ton of chakra to hold up, and Sasuke was kicking his ass last episode, so he pretty much used all of his chakra to upkeep that armor. Not only that, but it would make sense that the transformation, or failed transformation rather, would at least do something as well.
Alright, for now you two take Gaara and tend to his wounds. As soon as his chakra has been restored, the operation will continue.
No, it won't.
You've already achieved tuning level. You're a Leaf Village shinobi, so put your training to good use.
Good wording, Dub. He's tuning level, but not yet tuning. That could have got mixed up, so nice job. Also, just a side note, but I like that Genma takes the lead here for a second and tells Sasuke what he needs to do. There's been a complete tonal shift for this entire episode. The stakes feel really high since this has been built up for damn near since the start. And as weird as it sounds, all the proctors haven't had this sort of demeanor that Genma takes in this situation. He feels like a true higher-up, a genuine leader. And you want to know why? It's cause he is.
Not so fast!
Genma is him. Holy shit. Put him in S tier. Actually, nah. Put him above S tier. What are you talking about? This is the second time we see Shino up to something before we see him in the forest. There's one more, and I'll be sure to point it out.
Sasuke.
This little moment is going to be important later, so just keep it in the back of your mind.
We had intended to capture Sasuke while Gaara was causing trouble. But I suppose not everything goes as planned.
This is kinda weird. Last time Orochimaru mentioned Sasuke, he said that Sasuke would come to him, not that he would take him. I reckon it's not that deep, but it's still kinda weird.
Orochimaru.
Have you ever noticed how gross it is that he pulls his face off like that? Also, Orochimaru's hand when he rips off his face is of the same skin tone, but then once we get the full reveal, his hand has now gone to his skin tone.
I knew, or at least thought, this day would eventually arrive. However, you're not going to defeat me that easily.
I like the idea of Hiruzen not saying that he won't kill him, but that he won't kill him easily. I'm sure I'll mention it then, but this wording makes him using Reaper Death Seal a lot more understandable.
Orochimaru.
What should we do? Should we send in reinforcements?
No. It's risky to act when we don't know the whole situation.
Cool detail, but Ibiki saying this ties into his whole thing he was on during the first exam. Very cool.
Back when the 4th Hokage was decided, Orochimaru apparently put forth his own name for consideration. But his request was denied.
I feel like this is something the viewer needs. Besides the little interactions we've seen with Anko and Hiruzen, Orochimaru hasn't really had much of a motive, which makes him seem more evil and more of a mystery to the viewer, which is cool, but now that the viewer knows there's a motive, they can get behind the attack as a whole a lot more. You can also read into this line a little more than you might think. Orochimaru is obsessed with having power, so he wanted to be Hokage to gain said power. But since it was denied, and he still had the obsession, his constant need turned more and more twisted.
When I was just a child, I saw him one time and I had one thought. That he was just some creature that had taken on a human form.
Oh, what's this? Foreshadowing?
Giant boas have appeared near the eastern gate of the Leaf Village, and with them 100 sand ninja. They've infiltrated our village and are battling our shinobi who are patrolling there.
Leave behind squads 1 and 2 and head to the gate.
This also ties back to what Ibiki was saying in the first exam. Information is key, and once he's had more information, he made a decision. Oh shit, they're actually doing something. That's kind of... oh.
Orochimaru.
Orochimaru!
Why is this, like, weirdly believable? You know when something crazy happens and you just stand up? That's this.
Hey, Sasuke! What? He's gone!
Okay, this is just really cool. It's just a simple trick of timing and perspective, but it's executed really well. Sakura never saw Sasuke leave, so in her perspective, she's seeing Orochimaru and not seeing Sasuke, which leads her to believe, for just this quick moment, that Sasuke might have been taken. And in turn, Kakashi saw Sasuke leave, so he knows where they're at, which is why he tells them to follow him later. Oh, hell yeah, Goggles. You seeing this shit? Put him next to Genma.
Besides, Lord Hokage isn't just some pushover, you know. Just remember, guy, he is the Hokage. He can handle it.
This is good reinforcement. The only time someone ever talked highly of Hiruzen up to this point was Iruka. And also Anko, technically, but that was really offhanded. So for someone that we know is strong like Kakashi to speak highly of Hiruzen, it then in turn lets the viewer believe that Hiruzen is strong.
Are you actually crying because you're so happy? Or is it that inside your heart there is sorrow?
He's talking some shit. This might go without saying, but the second option is right. Orochimaru is objectively evil, but near the end we do see him more caring and sympathetic to his old teammates. Or teammate, rather. There's actually a whole thing behind Orochimaru not wanting to kill Hiruzen throughout this fight. I'm probably gonna mention it here and there during the million episodes this fight takes place in. Oh, this part is just so damn cold. For a moment, just for a second, you think it ended there and then. I really like that it doesn't, since that shift in tone and story as a whole would have been terrible. But also, Orochimaru not killing him now allows this fight to be more interesting. Teacher versus student. It's basic, but compelling. Also, Orochimaru stabs himself as a way to pretty much calm himself down. He does it so he can stop acting like a real person and he can go back to that deranged side that the viewer knows.
I was feeling so sleepy, but now it seems I'm finally awake. I find it very interesting to watch things in motion. I get no pleasure when the world is still.
So Orochimaru is just an instigator? Mark from RDC as fucking competition, I guess. On a real note, this is something that's pretty important in Shippuden. He decides to watch Sasuke during the war arc instead of being the asshole he could have been. Also, on a side note, it kind of makes sense that Orochimaru would be obsessed with Sasuke. Sure, he has the Sharingan, which Orochimaru wants for a vessel, but Sasuke later on is very erratic and an unstable character. He sets things off and is essentially one big catalyst. Or in other words, he sets things in motion.
Sakura. It was worth teaching you genjutsu during survival training for the Genin exam. You truly do have a talent for it.
Oh yeah, Sakura! 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 The Genjutsu Master Sakura, how could I forget?
It's the first A-rank assignment since the Land of the Waves.
What do you mean first A rank? Land of Waves was technically a B rank, disguised as a C rank. Is it just the first A rank mission in the Leaf since the Land of Waves? There's no way, right? This episode moved slow, which would normally be bad, but we're seeing so many perspectives throughout the episode that set a tone for the rest of the attack. Sasuke's after Gaara. Side story. Naruto, Sakura, and Shikamaru are about to go after Sasuke. Side story. Orochimaru vs. Hiruzen. Side story. Aruka in the academy, which I didn't even show. Side story. Shit, even Kakashi and Guy vs. Sound Ninja. Side story. The best way to put it is that this episode sets up pretty much everything it can and does it pretty well. We're not sitting in one place for too long. We're jumping constantly. So although nothing really happens, everything is set up to be put in motion, which, at least in my standards, is fine. Very cool. Next episode, Village in Distress. New A-ranked mission. Get to see that fuck-ass dog in this episode, hell yeah.